My name is Joe. I'm the host of He Said, She Said. I hope you're enjoying your Thursday, your Little Friday, your Friday Eve, whatever nickname you have for today. I'm just excited that we have another opportunity to live life and be able to live it God's way. But as we go throughout our days, we may feel as though we're a little tired, we're a little weary, and one slogan that comes to mind is, give me a break, or I need a break, or I need a rest, I need to take it easy. One thing we can't afford to take a break in our lives is the break in our communication and our relationships. Whatever level relationship that you want to apply it to, communication is the backbone of that relationship. Without a backbone, how can a relationship stand? Without the communication, which is the backbone, how can it remain stable? The very thing that you use to get the relationship started is what will sustain it. It's just like if someone removed oxygen out of this room, how can I live in it? And how can you live in a relationship without communication? It just doesn't work. So a lot of the times we look at relationships and the breaks in communication, it is our responsibility to find out why. Whether that means I don't feel as comfortable, I lost my drive in this relationship isn't working out for me, that has to be communicated. It cannot be assumed. As much as we love or would love the idea of having a mind reader, no one can read minds. No one can know what you're thinking unless you articulate it, and articulate it effectively to where they understand it. It's one thing to communicate, but it's another thing to communicate and be understood. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. Sitting down, having those hard conversations, it's uncomfortable at first, it's a little awkward, you feel a little out of place, but as you continue to talk and you talk through the things that is bothering you, and the other person is able to talk and let you know the things that's bothering them, the less stress that you'll feel in those relationships. You'll feel more comfortable over time. The uncomfort leads to comfort. But if we continually keep the communication out of the relationship, I guarantee you it'll only get more uncomfortable. So let's just remember, one thing we cannot afford to do, we can take breaks in other parts of our lives, but communication is not one of them, especially when it comes to relationships of any caliber. If you're wanting to have an effective communication in your relationships, it starts with practice. Practice communicating how you feel. I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling that. You have to be able to let the other person or persons know about that. You can't assume that they know, because they should already know that this is unacceptable. Unacceptable, over my life, I've realized that people have different definitions of certain words. So in order to understand what everyone's working definition is, we have to have that conversation. Never stop having that conversation, whether you're in the honeymoon phase or out of the honeymoon phase. Again, go back to the root of what brought the relationship together, what caused for you to get close to that person. And the root of it is communication. Do not stop it. I repeat, do not stop communicating. Because if you stop communicating, again, it's like oxygen removed out of this room. You may live a little while, you may feel a little uncomfortable, but I guarantee you, you will turn blue as this shirt.